Hello everyone. Now, today we are going to learn analyze an environment you look an animal with hair is so good and amazing. First one, let's start. What are freshwater ecosystem? The animal will live in the world. First of all, first one in the freshwater ecosystem sits and is around the body and of the water that contain a little salt. The ecosystem include the pond, lakes, streams, river, and wetland. As the land ecosystem, aquatic ecosystem depend on the sunlight, temperature, and amount of food. So the further present, and however the other factor are also important like however other factor are also important for dissolve oxygen and mineral in the water. And the next, and the river and the stream. Some freshwater environment from smallest stream to the river have moving water flowing and the rocky bottom and the water flow over the lower rocks. It may form rapids, allowing air to mix in. Thus, follow stream often have the clear water and high discover resolve oxygen. The slow flowing steam and the organisms moving water have adaptation that keep them from being swept away by the current and reach toward them to the river bottom. And dirt has streamlined body, and other animals have hooks or claws that have cling the slippery rocks. The lake and ponds for environment when an animal will live. Have you ever seen the rainwater collecting in low-lying areas? The low places in the land can fill with the rainwater snowmelt of the water from overflowing stream. When this happens, the lake pond might form unlike the water in stream water. The water pond will move very little as a result in the ecosystem will obtain more blend than rivers. And the pond is a small shallow body in the fresh water because ponds and shadow sunlight can usually penetrate all the way to the bottom, and therefore the ponds are likely to fill with animal and plant life. The warm sunlight water promise the growth of plants and algae, and pond can be conducive to plant growth that when you become almost completed, fill the plant material and the pond tend to be in a very high in stream because a lush plant growth. Lakes are much large and deeper than ponds because it's different. Most plant growth in the lake is limited to the shallow areas along the shoreline. The organisms found in warmer water of shoreline are similar to those found in ponds. You'll find favorite plants growing in the center of the lake. A cold temperature, long light level, and time organisms can live. Deep lake water and at the surface of the Megrapi algae. Plant other can snow as the plankton, and the algae thrive in the surface water warmed by the sun. Now, what is a wetland? And the wetland area is which water is near the surface of soil most of the time. In the coastal areas, wetlands are often stored marsh to help keep the shoreline from washing away. In the wetland near the lakes, ponds, and the rivers include marsh, bogs, and swamps. And birds that migrate from one place to another use the marsh and the wetland to the rest stop. And the wetland of fertile ecosystem, but only plants that are adapted to a waterlogged soil can survive there. In addition to providing a stopping place to breeding ground and the migratory birds, wetland can also be a home of beaver, a muskrat, alligator, and a turtle. And wetland provide for protection, erosion control. They can even serve a national water filter, helping to remove pollutants, release that industrially. You could think the wetland at the Australian. Many kinds of fish or birds lay eggs and raise their young in the wetland. Human effects. The human activity can harm freshwater environment, and the rainwater runoff from farm water can contribute the fertilizer into the freshwater ecosystem, and this can lead to their excessive growing in the algae. And the plant in the lake at the pond and the growing decay of the organisms reduce the oxygen level in the water, and which make it difficult for some organisms to survive. And other chemical forms enough in the algal. Dumping can also deter the delicate environment during the past 200 years. About half of all the wetlands in the United States were destroyed. The wetland when were considered maybe the useless, and many were drained, filled with soil for use of farm place, built home. It's so interesting. And in the 1970s, people began to protect the restored wetland, and people have begun to understand that the formerly unappreciated areas to beneath, above the wild life and human. And when developers are restoring wetland in the most stage, the road and move the people recognize value as a unique ecosystem. The people indicate about the importance of freshwater resources. And all land protect like stream and wetland ecosystem are being restored and revitalized and experience in here. You see, this animal is so good. You can't live here, and I have some question for you. Make a modern place into a smaller potter and houseplant to clear a container. It's a wetland experiment. Do you see that? There it is. Most time when I have seen that, is this animal would need air, sound like water, and energy that get from the sun. It will too hotter into the plastic. Well, I think good thing. And add some color, powder, and milk up pollutants solely to the water that drop in the pot. Now, in the ocean ecosystem, about the 5 perfect in the earth, and was surprised in the earthquake, and energy from the sun caused the water evaporation. Even actually, the water falls back on earth in the rain, on snowbird into the river, even actually fall back into a sunlight to live in the water. And if either region a different effect also negates into temperature change the pressure in the region. An elephant, they wanted to go back to return it, but he want to protect your water. The shallowest part of the ocean is interior. So what is happening when the fresh water melts from it? Now, an interior is a part of river where the fresh water meets the seas and affects the tides, bays, inlets, harbors, also example, and the water estuary contain less salt than the water in the ocean, but not a fresh river to tide out amongst the water. An estuary changes sometimes the water at the surface, fresh water, denser salts, water remain in the floor, and the animals that live it have a tolerate very lower salt water as well, and a varying temperature, current oxygen level. No organisms that live estuaries such as the river, ocean crab, turtle, seagrass, and the fish adapt changing levels or the oxygen in the water because they are changing factor and the wild battery and animal life, and however life death, and many kind of birds. The drowning animal breed in aquarium tall grass, and they are protecting young and other animal both the four of physical the United States each year spend part they live in the estuary. Well, so for hundreds of years scientists thought all life on Earth's planet. During this cover they found it's very here for people. Some of the most picture I will show you. Take a look. This is the picture of it. For the hundreds of years, scientists thought, however, that in the 1970s, scientists made starting this cover. They found did not need sunlight to live. When the brick well up, fill in a space for amount and the chemical some battery depend to make their own food, and the bricks in our crust usually found areas where outright sport. Okay, so I think this time will hard just how hard and easily to find. Now, solar radiation. Energy from the sun that shine on Earth's surface to cause solar radiation. Plants used to make food, they convert solar radiation to chemical energy that can be used by other organisms that eat the plants. This energy along the food chain. When the plant or animal die, energy can change become the food for the poser, or in the time it may become the fossil fuels. This is a picture next, and the solar radiation have the great fossil fuels such as the coal, oil, natural gas. The fuel were from plants, and animal remain buried under her, and animal chain store energy from sun over millions of years, and a pressure turns the store into the fossil fuel. Used today in energy sun effect, the non-living thing, for example, when heating on the Earth's surface because the wind contributes, the ocean currents, and influence the region weather climate to the factor determine the kind of organisms that live in the region. What is the sunlight flows live in the trap energy from the task making food by using sunlight. It's called photosynthesis. Most plants appear on the organisms. Take in the carbon dioxide from the air, water, environment, and the plant and other organisms. And to protect the food and oxygen inside it, remember, make sure in the sun rays inside the energy from the sun gives a split of water into the hydrogen and the oxygen. The hydrogen and oxygen combine with the carbon atom to produce food, to form the sugar and oxygen, which is given up. The plant was product enter atmosphere. In fact, nearly oxygen Earth atmosphere come from photosynthesis. What's them to do? Well, so the root is the most whole plant in the soil. Take the water minerals to nourish the main abstract hair, and this is a natural. Now, the first one I want to show you is roots. The most roots whole plant in the soil and take in the water and minerals to the nourished plants. Two main kind of roots are taproots. So the fibrous roots. The taproot is thin and straight with a favorite hair to take everyone try to pull the dandelion out and around. You know the taproot will deep and all very strong. The first one, what are leaves then? You know, you understand. Look and show me again. Harvesting. What is the technology? How did the get national on it? So beautiful and so hard. Now you see it and show me. So this on the earth, seeing on space, you see, have you ever looked at the sky, clear wonder up there? Then this object once studying university planet star in space, have a temperature, weather, and just astronomers and scientists who study the universe try to explain what we are see during. They can also locate some star planets and it's way closer at a telescope to try to make astronomers better this thing. And you, have you learned very well? You share your idea when you live and work. This video is the end. Thanks for watching, and I want to say goodbye.